Hey, what's going on, everybody? Samuel Akem here, and I'm back with another one. Sac State versus Montana State. Big game in the Big Sky. Number 9 versus number 2. Idaho ended up getting the dub 24-21. We're going to talk about why that happened. Montana State didn't come out very strong offensively. They didn't really get their wheels going until the third quarter. They were scoreless in the first half. 10-0 lead by Idaho in the first half. Idaho was able to move the ball pretty effectively throughout the game. They hit some hiccups in the third quarter, obviously because good teams make adjustments after halftime. I think Idaho had a really good game plan. You know, Montana State did make some mistakes. Montana State missed some deep throws. There were some drops early on in the game that hurt them. But in terms of game planning, Idaho-wise, I think Idaho had a pretty good game plan against Montana State. Montana State's a really good team. We spoke about last week against Sac State. You know, you have to be sound to beat this team. Idaho was fairly sound in this game in terms of schematically and in terms of not making mistakes, not shooting themselves in the foot. They didn't get a lot of penalties. I have to look at the stats to look at the penalty yardage. But when I watched the full game, when I watched the tape back, I think Idaho had a really good game plan. I think they played very well, and I'm going to explain them during this video. So let's get straight into it. This is Idaho's first drive of the game. I don't think they got any points off of this drive. One thing I will say, they didn't get any points on this first drive. I think they went 3 and out this first drive, but after that they were moving the ball pretty well. But one thing I will say, number 10, I think his name is, I don't want to mispronounce his name, Beebe. I don't know exactly, so I'm just going to call him number 10. He's a really good player. I need to learn it. Greeby. I think it's Greeby. I want to say Brody Greeby. I don't know exactly. I think his last name is Greeby. He's a good player, really good player. He showed up in this game many times, whether he was getting a sack, whether he was getting a TFL, whether he was even putting pressure on the quarterback, flushing him out of the pocket. Number 10, the whole D-line for Montana State is really good. I think number 10 is one of the main ones on that D-line. I really liked what he was able to do during this game. I think their O-line has their struggles. They have their holes, and Montana State's D-line was able to take advantage of it during this game. So, you know, that is what it is. But 2 plays back-to-back to start the game. That first play was 1st and 10. This is now 2nd and 12. And Montana State's going to run this stunt here. You got number 10 on the outside here. I want to call him Greeby, but I'm just going to call him 10 until I learn his correct pronunciation. He's going to get here on the sack. Great play. Great play by him. Great play. So, they ended up getting in 3rd and long. They didn't convert it. They punted the ball off, and Montana State's got the ball back. So what I was talking about, they've got no high safety here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys in the box for Idaho. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys in the box for Montana. Idaho has numbers. Let's watch how it plays out. Montana State tries to run this read. These guys are playing downhill. It looks like they're playing man coverage. They ran a lot of man coverage in this game, and I think that's something that you have to do against Montana State. You have to be able to play man coverage. You got to be able to cover because Montana State can run the ball. So I think that's one of the risks that a lot of teams take. You know, Sac State, they didn't run too much man. They ran a lot of zone coverage. Montana State was kind of able to take advantage of that in the run game and in the pass game. Idaho said, forget it. We're going to put our DBs on an island. We're putting hats in the box. And look, he pulls this. Look, this safety's ready to come down now. This safety's ready to fill now. You got the guy flushing him out, the D end flushing him out. He's reading him. He takes the running back, so Tommy pulls it, rightly so. But you got hats here. You have this outlet by the receiver on the little spot route, but he's just throwing this away. He has to because they're on him. They're giving him no space. That's the first play of their offensive drive. 2nd down and 10 now. Let's count the hats in the box. You know Montana State wants to ultimately run the ball. Let's see. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's kind of outside on the box, but we're going to count him in the count. You got 5 on the line of scrimmage, 6, 7. For how many blockers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the numbers are in Idaho's favor. You also have this safety kind of hanging out. He's probably paying man on the tight end, but, you know, you got numbers. Try to go deep. I think, you know, this is a pretty good ball, I'm not going to lie. You'd love for number 6 to come down with this. You honestly, in a game like this, you need him to come down with this. It's not going to be always picture perfect. And sometimes you got to make plays. He was unable to make the play. It was put out there. The ball's put out there, and, you know, one of the first mistakes by Montana State. He wasn't able to come down with that. It's unfortunate. So now Montana State's in a 3rd and 10 scenario, the first 3rd and 10 scenario. They're going to hand it off. Let's count it pre-snap. Let's look at that pre-snap. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Montana State, running back and quarterback. You got 4 if you want to count him in the box, but you got 5 in the box. He might be counted as like an overhang, but you got 5 on 5 really for Montana State. And when they do have the numbers, I think they're able to be pretty successful. That's a pretty good run. The only reason it's not a successful run is because it's on 3rd and 10, so you need 10. They got 7, 8 on 3rd down. Not enough for a first down. They punted it away and gave it back to Idaho. So Idaho's going to get the ball back and run this pitch play. Who's showing up? 10 yards, first down. Or this is 2nd down, actually. 2nd and 7. First down was probably, I think it was a short run. But 2nd down and 7. You're going to go this option play. McCoy tries to threaten number 10. Number 10 makes a really good play here. Obviously, like I said, they still got the first down, but 10 shows up all over the field, always on the play somehow, some way. He's always around the ball. Number 5 is a really good player, but 10 gets there. Still a first down for Idaho. Idaho really started to be able to move the ball pretty successfully this drive. Look who's showing up again, though. Grebe, number 10, getting around the edge. He's there all the time. I think they had this deep out route by Hayden Hatton, and number 4 made a really good break on the ball. I think we have another angle of it after this, but number 4 made a really good break on the ball. He's been making plays. He had that pick 6 last week against Sac State. He shows up a lot when you watch their games. He makes plays. He's a good player. Coming down, just a good play by him. The ball, you might be able to say, he's scrambling out, throwing to his left as a right-handed quarterback. So that's a difficult throw for him to make. He tries to put it out there. 4 makes a play on it. Good play by him. Good play by the Cats. See here. You got him going in motion. The guy's running with him. That's an indicator for offenses. Man. And you're going to run this mesh concept. But you got the stop route by number 0. I think his name is Trainer. Might be mispronouncing that. I think his last name is Trainer. He's really physical on this route with number 4. I think it's a really good route. You're gonna get another view of it right here. Look how physical he is at the top of this route. Physical, and he got a little face mask. He got his face mask pulled a little bit, but really physical. Oh no, that was his jersey. Really physical on that route. It's going to come to bite him later on in the game. It doesn't end up costing Idaho too much. Could have costed Idaho if the outcome would have been a little different. But really physical player. I like the way he plays. I think he's a nice receiver. Okay, so Montana State's bringing 6 here. Really in man coverage with a spy. Looks like you got man coverage here. Looks like this linebacker is just spying. He might have been on the running back at snap. He might have been on the running back at the snap, but the running back goes to block, so he probably then is spying the quarterback. I don't know exactly how it's working out. It looks like he's spying the quarterback just because the quarterback looks right and he hooks up on the first threat that he sees. But they're going to go deep here, and I think this is a really good ball. I think number 9 made a really good play on the ball also too. I think this DB makes a really good play. This is a decent ball by, this is a really good ball by McCoy, but they just weren't able to connect on it. Just were not able to connect on it. Look at the placement of this ball. Got it right here. Just couldn't get that other hand up. Good play by number 9 to play the hands, but unfortunate. So this is the first mistake by Montana State. So Idaho went 3 and out their first drive. Idaho now is on their second drive. Montana State went 3 and out on their first drive. Now you have Idaho. They have the ball, and you have a chance to get them off the field on 4th and 2. Especially they're going for 4th and 2 in their own, they're on their own 40. Given that you're Montana State, you have a great offense. You're able to run the ball. You can't so much trust their kicking game right now. They've been having struggles in the kicking game, but you hope to be able to get points in this scenario if you get the stop right here. So just don't do anything to hurt yourself. And I honestly, if you watch this in slow-mo, I honestly think this could have been gone either way, because watch it. Watch the right tackle here. He moves really before these guys move. I mean, these guys moved, but you can't say that he moved because these guys moved. He was a little fidgety. They ended up calling offsides on Montana State, gifting Idaho a free first down. You know, we're not going to debate. We don't have to debate too much whether it was false start or offsides. I know my Bozeman people out there are definitely going to want that to be overturned or looked at. But it is what it is. It ended up being a first down for Idaho. That's a big mistake. That's a big mistake, especially when you're playing against an Idaho offense that is very explosive, can be explosive at times, but also can eat the clock. That's one thing that Idaho did very successfully in the first half. I think the time of possession difference in the first half was 23 minutes time of possession for Idaho and 7 minutes. It might have been 24 and 6, but like really 23 minutes of time of possession for Idaho and 7 minutes for Montana State. I think Montana State had 4 possessions in the first half, 3 or 4. That is just, you have to be success. You have to make the most out of your possessions when you get that many, which is not that many. So, you know, Idaho did a really good job of controlling the time of possession, and it showed here. You're going to get this design quarterback run. Might have been a design quarterback run. I think it's a design quarterback run just because you have the, you know, it looks like these guys are running routes maybe. This guy's really running off. I think he's just trying to occupy the eyes of this guy. And then this guy's definitely not running around. He's just worried about blocking. So you got this design quarterback draw, and he's going to get the first down on it. Good play. Pass midfield. Good run by McCoy. So 1st and 10 now. And you're going to get this reverse. And man, I know number 96, which is he would have got that. Great play design. You're getting you're trying to get their eyes going this way. You got you got the pullers and the bam by the tight end going across this way. But then you got, oh wow, this is interesting. I've never seen that. They looped the tight end back around. So watch this. You're trying to get everybody's eyes going this way, but then you got the tight end pivoting back around, basically as a lead blocker for number 1, and he gets a good block. Gets a good block on number 0. It's blocked up pretty well. They got numbers over here. Obviously, Montana State's pursuing. They play hard. They're going to play hard. You have to expect them to play hard, and these guys are running hard for the ball. Number 1's a fast guy, and they get like 15 to 20 yards on that reverse play. Pretty good play. Nice play design. They're drawing stuff up, but they're also eating the clock. So look, this is only Idaho's 2nd offensive drive, and there's already 4 minutes left in the first quarter, and Montana State's only had the ball once. So, I mean, when you're looking at things like that, it's hard. This is a 4th and 3, so that's one thing that I think they said that Idaho was 3 of 4 on 4th down. I think they were like 3 of 3 in the first half on 4th down. So it was a 4th and 3. They hit this stop route to Trainer on the outside, number 0, and, you know, they keep the chains going. I think they missed a holding call here on Greeby. I think they missed the holding call on number 10. This guy, I mean, he shows up everywhere. He's a good player, but I think that's a hold. I'm not gonna lie. He's choking the guy out. I think I have another angle of it. Good completion, good conversion by Idaho on this 4th and 3. But I mean, I don't know, man. I think you got to call that. He's choking this guy out. Great route by number 0. Great play. Good stop. Way to get out of your break. Good play by them. Good play by them. I think that's a missed call by the refs. So you're going to get this double pass. They're going to try to hit this double pass. And who's there? Who is there? Number 10. He shows up everywhere. I'm not kidding. This guy is everywhere on the field. It ended up being a backwards pass, because to do this, it has to be a backwards pass. So if you look at McCoy, he's further back on the field than Hatton. So when this gets batted down, Greeby, number 10, should have tried to get the ball. He didn't. He just happy for the bat down. McCoy is aware and goes to get the ball, and it backs them up majorly. So they ended up kicking a field goal off that. They have a really good field goal kicker, probably one of the best in the conference. He ended up making it, and 3-0. Idaho takes the 3-0 lead late in the first quarter. Man, just a drop. I don't think he would have got too many yards on this play, but once again, like I was talking about with the numbers in the box, let's look at the numbers. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for Montana State. We're not going to count him. We're just going to count the 6 on the line of scrimmage. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's not good numbers. That's probably why Tommy pulled it. If this actually was a read, I'm pretty sure this was a read. He probably could hand it off or throw it. He ended up going to the throw on the outside. I don't know if he would have got too many yardage on this. It looks like 14's closing too much yardage on this. 14's closing, and he's right there, but the guy drops it. Unfortunate. 14 struggled a little bit throughout this game catching the ball. It is what it is, but that's tough. That's tough for Montana State to bounce back from. They're trying to run their offense. They're trying to operate, but now it's 2nd and 10. One thing about this Montana State team that I do know is they're more successful when they're ahead in the chain. So when they're dealing with 2nd and 5, 2nd and 7, 2nd and 6, manageable 2nd downs to get them, to where they can either run it or pass it on 2nd down to get them in a 3rd and 1, a 3rd and 2. That's where they're going to be most successful, because when they're doing that 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, they're going to bring Chambers in and run QB power, and it's virtually unstoppable. He's getting like 3 yards before he's getting touched. So, yeah, just some unfortunate breaks for Montana State early on in this game. You got 2nd and 10 here. You're going to do this run play, and it's going to get nothing. Like I said, Idaho playing really well up front early on in this game, winning the line of scrimmage. Let's count the numbers. We're not really going to count this guy because I don't think he's really blocking anybody. I think he's just a decoy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are decent numbers, but you got this overhang right here kind of in there. You got these safeties playing really low, ready to go make a play. I mean, this is how you have to play against Montana State. You have to have a lot of guys down into the box ready to make a play. Number 5 really makes this play right here. He wins at the point of attack. He wins at the line of scrimmage. He beats this guard, or I think he's playing against the center actually. He beats this center and just watch him throw this guy to the side. This is a really good play by number 5. Really good. Throw him to the side, blow that play up, and Montana State gets nothing on 2nd and 10. Look. Look at number 5. Just winning at the point of attack. That is really good. Like I said, I thought Montana State had decent numbers in the box pre-snap, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just really good win by number 5. We get all the angles right here, but really good win. So 3rd and 10, late in the second quarter. There's like 20 seconds, or late in the first quarter, like 20 seconds left in the first quarter, and you're gonna go this design QB run, and they're just ready for it. They're just ready for it. You can tell that Idaho had been coached all week. Just, Tommy can hurt you a lot on that. Those outside, when he gets outside the tackles, he can hurt you a lot. That's what he does. He's a really fast guy, but you can see that. Like, look at this. Watch this safety here. He's not fazed by this tight end's route at all. He's watching Tommy all the way. He sees him. He triggers, goes, makes the play on 3rd down. Great play. A lot of hats close to the line of scrimmage. Guys pursuing. This game meant something to them. Look at that. Look at that time of possession. I think that's after the first quarter had just ended, but you got 12. You guys probably can't see it. 12 minutes and 52 seconds for Idaho in the first quarter, and 2 minutes and 8 seconds for Montana State. 21 plays for Idaho, 76 yards. 6 plays for Montana State, 10 yards. It's just, man, I think Idaho executed their game plan flawlessly against Montana State. I think they were very successful in what they wanted to do early on in the game. Control the time of possession, make Montana State pass the ball, put a lot of hats in the box, play man coverage, make them beat you over the top. I mean, they showed that, they did that, and early on it was working for them. Great run by number 5. Number 10's getting a breather for Montana State, but 6 yards on 1st down for Idaho. They're driving. This is early on in the first quarter, first drive of the first quarter, and they're going to hit this RPO. So you catch Montana in what looks to be a cover 3 coverage. This guy looks to be playing a hook. He's probably playing a curl flat hook somewhere over here. He's in this zone right here, but he's watching the quarterback's eyes. And essentially he's watching this run. So he's hesitating to see if it's going to be handed off. It's pulled, but by the time he realizes, the slot receiver's finding that window behind him. Really good ball, really good play design, really good recognition by McCoy. Good execution. So you got this option play. Number 10 is back in the game. You're going to get this option play. McCoy's not going to threaten him as much as he did on the first one. But, you know, you got these blocks on the outside, but nothing really materializes from this. Montana State has great pursuit here. A lot of hats around the football. And, you know, everybody's selling out to make this play. Watch this number 6 try to sell out to make this play. He doesn't get there, but he makes him cut back, stop his feet. Number 10's right there, makes him widen out. Everybody's pursuing to the ball. Everybody's trying to make the play. Everybody's trying to do their 111th. Really good play by Montana State. So now you got him backed up behind in the chain. 2nd and 14. Let's see what they draw up here. They're going to draw up a screen to the tight end. So they motioned him from the outside pre-snap. Going to motion him from the outside to get him set up in this hip. And he's going to act like he's blocking and then just set up. And he gets like 8 yards, just about 7 yards, 7 yards on 2nd down, which brings you to a 3rd and manageable, a 3rd and 5. Really manageable opposition, really manageable position for you to be in. And they're going to catch Montana State in what seems to be definitely man coverage, one high man coverage. The safety's playing kind of low, but he's going to get up out of there at the snap. But number 1 gives a really good release on number 4. Inside, outside, get over the top, and McCoy puts a beautiful ball on him. I mean, if it was a little shorter, he probably would have kept running and would have hit his head on the goalpost. But really good ball, really good release. Let's watch the release here. Inside, back out. Number 4 took a second to turn, and he's beat. And the way they ran this route concept is you got the outside guy on a spot route. You have number 0 on a spot route. So, and they're in man coverage. So number 0 can run, or number 1 can run out for as long as he wants, until obviously he gets to the sidelines. But he's got all that space out there. McCoy's got all that space. You know, it's hard to be wrong when you have that working for you. Really good play, really good ball by McCoy, and they're set up perfectly with a 3-0 lead early on in the 2nd quarter. It's going to do this design quarterback run, decently blocked up. You got these receivers blocking down, leaving that corner, but the corner follows him, leaves him for the tight end. Tight end gets a decent block on the corner, and McCoy gets about 7 yards from that. Okay, so it's 4th and 2. And Idaho's going to get it fairly easily. Basically just a lot of trash going on in here. You got basically all the hats. It looks like 13 personnel. Could be 22 personnel. You only got 1 receiver on the field. But you're going to get this guard in here pulling around to the outside, trying to seal everything off on the inside. And then you got the tight end coming in here to kick out this backer, and that creates a perfect lane for number 3. Perfect lane. And now you're in business with 4 new downs and a red zone opportunity to score. So you're gonna get this slant at the bottom by number 0. Doesn't really put too much of a move up top, but he does a good job of controlling his body language so he doesn't give away a route before he hits his break. Real clean break at the top, and McCoy puts the ball right on his face mask. Touchdown, and Idaho takes a 10-0 lead on Montana State early on in the game. So one thing I didn't notice in this Montana State-Idaho game is Chambers didn't get too many reps. He didn't play too much. I think he might have got 10, maybe 15 plays, if I'm not mistaken. It was really a Malott game. I don't know why Montana State did that. You know, I'm out in the locker room. I'd love to talk to them and see, you know, what they thought about that. But, you know, Chambers didn't play too much. Here's one of his first plays throughout the game, and he's just not going to be too successful. He gets 4 or 5, but like I said, Idaho was playing downhill all day. You know, you could tell they had been coached to play downhill. Stop the run. That's what you want to do against Montana State. A lot of teams have tried. Not all teams have been successful. I think Idaho has probably been the most successful out of anybody, simply because they won. But I thought they were pretty successful in stopping the run. Stop Chambers there for the short gain. And now it's 2nd and 7. Once again, he's going to kind of string this out, but they are just not. I mean, first off, let's look at how many hats there are towards the line of scrimmage. Definitely got a read here. The D end here kind of bites down. Chambers is going to pull it, but then the pursuit. Number 18 does a good job of beating this block over here, and then they just pursue the ball and get him down. Now it's going to be a 3rd and 6 for Montana State, and they had another opportunity possibly, but I think once again this pass has to be a little further out there. You're going to get man coverage, no high safety. Look at this. You see a lot of this during this game. No high safety. You got 6 guys in the box. Man coverage by everybody outside, mostly off coverage. Press man over here on the short side of the field, and I think they had an opportunity to hit this. I think this ball just has to be a little further out there. Number 2 looks like he's got a couple yards of separation. Just unfortunate for Malott, he couldn't get it out there on him. You know, you'd like this guy to come down with this ball. You'd like the ball to be a little further out there. There's a lot of things that you'd like to be better, but I think Montana State was lacking in a little bit of execution this game. They had some drops. They just didn't execute at a high level, but also they just weren't on the field a lot. So yes, part of it is execution, but part of it is like they didn't get a lot of those opportunities. So when you are playing against a team that can control the ball, that wants to control the ball, control the time of possession, control the clock, you have to make the most of your possessions, and they just didn't get a lot of them throughout the game. So especially through that first quarter, I think they really started to get their feet underneath them in the second half. But those first and second quarters, Montana State didn't get a lot of opportunities, and when they did have the opportunities, they just weren't making the plays enough to be able to be successful. So Idaho's got the ball back again with a 10-0 lead, and they're going to get 10 yards on first down on this inside zone play. Good blocks. Lineman getting up to the second level. This guy might have had an opportunity to get him. He didn't. And that's 12 yards on first down. Great play. Gonna get this swing route. Man coverage. This is a decent route concept to run. Because if you know that this linebacker is gonna have to cover, this running back here, number 3, you should be able to out leverage him. And he does out leverage him. And they get about 9 yards on first down. No. 10 yards on first down. Good play design. Okay. Idaho ended up punting it away there. Had a few good plays, but they maintained a 10-0 lead with 2 minutes left in the first half. Julian Davis, I believe is his full name, Julian Davis. He's going to get like 6 on first down. Blocked up pretty well. Let's look at the numbers in the box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Overhang. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you got 7 on 6, but you know, Montana State blocks it up pretty well. The extra hat being the tight end comes down and makes the play. That's why he's there. They still get like 7 on first down though, so pretty decent run by them. Tommy's going to try to scramble here, and he's not going to be successful. This is something that I know scares all the teams in the Big Sky. When plays break down and Tommy Malott gets out of the pocket, that's what you want to stay away from. He got slung down, and now it's 3rd down for Montana State. So we're going to run this deep over by the tight end. The tight end's right here. He's going to run this deep over on number 14. I think number 14 just lost him. Kind of looks like he gets lost here watching the quarterback, and then when he realizes the quarterback has eyes on him, he made the play. You get to see another angle of it here. Great catch, great ball. He got fairly open. Look at him here. Watch number 14 kind of lose him. 14's watching him, loses him for a second, and Tommy did not lose him. Great play. Great play by number 18. On this out route. They're trying to get 2 along the sidelines. So they're running this running back on this arrow route to the flats. And then you're going to run this receiver right here on this corner route. It looks like Idaho's running some type of cloud. You got this corner playing low. And then, you know, the safety makes a good play on the ball. But looks like some type of cloud. Flat cloud over here. And they try to get two along the sidelines with this corner route by the receiver. He wasn't able to make a play. Good play by Idaho. Good break on the ball. Way to lay out for it, not to get the PI as well. Man, I know number 18 wishes he had this play back, especially given what point in the game we're at. I mean, you're going to get a cover 3 here. He's playing a curl flat. He walls this receiver wide and then is going to play the underneath coverage. Walled him, underneath coverage. Tommy basically gifted it to him, and he's not able to come down with it. But good play overall by him to be there. Number 14 was there as well. I don't know if this would have been completed anyway, but, Montana State just was not finding opportunities offensively. They were just not able to find the holes in the defense early on. It was a struggle for them offensively, and you could see it playing itself out in the scoreboard. Good run by number 3. Good run on the outside. Blocked up really well. And he gets 5 on 3rd and 1. 2nd and 1. He gets about 5 on 2nd and 1. Good play. Man. So they actually called pass interference on this play. You're going to watch number 14 versus number 14 here. Like I said, number 14 had a rough day, but I think this call could have went either way. He's going to run this in route on the safety. Tommy puts the ball on him. I think it's a pretty good ball, to be honest, by Tommy. Low, away from the DB, only where your guy can get it or nobody can get it. He threw it right as he's working his way around this linebacker as well. It's a pretty good ball. It's in a good location as well, but, I mean, if you watch it in slow-mo, number 14 is definitely a little early, but I don't think live you could be able to tell that he was early. They called a pass interference on it, and Montana State stayed on the field. They might have waved it off, though. I think they actually ended up waving it off because it looks like they're in the same spot as they were last. Yeah, I think they waved it off. I think initially they had called a pass interference, and then they ended up waving it off. The refs got together and talked about it, and then they waved it off. I thought it was a good no call. It was pretty bang. I don't think you make that call. Man, so I know number 14 wishes he could have this one back. This is the opportunity where Montana State had the opportunity to. Tommy's going to get flushed here. It looks like Montana State's just running like some four verts concept. There's about 50 seconds left in the half, so they're trying to maybe get a touchdown, get a cheap one if they can, and they have the opportunity right here. 14 just is unable to come down with it. Really tough play for him. Really good ball by Tommy. Tommy put it right in the bread basket. It just hits off his face mask. Man, I feel for that guy because that is one of the worst drops ever when it hits off your face mask. Those are just difficult plays to deal with, difficult for them, especially given the situation they're in. So now you got 3rd and 10. It's going to go deep again, and number 2 is there to make a play on it. Just man coverage across the board. I believe there's one high safety, but man coverage. Tommy's going to try to take a shot, and number 2 is there to make a play on it. Great play by them. So now you got the field goal team on the field. 10-3, looking to decrease the lead of Idaho to 7 points by getting a 3-pointer here, by getting a field goal here. I don't really know what I'm trying to say. They're trying to make it 10-3. They're going for the field goal, and it's going to get blocked by Idaho. Just difficult. Difficult to deal with if you're Montana State because you have been having kicking woes. Your kicker has been going through it a little bit. It's tough to see, but this is what allowed Idaho to go into halftime with a 10-0 lead and all the momentum. I think right there towards the end, possibly, Montana State had been running the ball a little bit, been able to move the ball a little bit, gain a little bit of momentum back, maybe take some of that momentum from Idaho, but unfortunately you get the block right there just to swing it all in Idaho's favor once again before halftime. Who is that? Number 10, putting pressure on again. I mean, this guy was around the ball all game. Montana State's not going to do anything special. They're just going to rush 4 here. And number 10 is going to create the pressure once again. Got a hand on the ball even. But they're in there for the sack right before halftime. And they're going to try again. And Montana State's going to get there again. They ran like a little stunt here at the bottom. But they ended up getting there. The tackle, I don't know if he was confused by the stunt or if he just wasn't able to get there. But number 11 is going to get there and make the play. Take it into halftime. So I put this on here because this is absolutely crazy. 24 minutes of time of possession in the first half and basically 6 minutes of time possession in the first half. 1 for 5 on third down conversions, 3 for 10 on third down conversions for Idaho. But just look at that. They've had 10 third down possibility conversions, and they've only had 5. Look at the yardage. Look at the first downs. Look at the 3 and outs. I mean, it was a half that was fully controlled by Idaho in the first half. Statistically and through every metric you want to look at, Idaho dominated that first half. And Montana State's going to look to get back, and they do that in a pretty quick fashion. They're going to start off the half by throwing that quick screen to number 6. He doesn't really get any yardage on 2nd and 8. So next play, now you got 3rd and long. Montana State started with the ball this half. Tommy's going to scramble. He's finally going to find some space to be able to get loose. Nothing downfield. That man coverage really was getting him. And Tommy's going to get like 20 yards on 3rd down. Another 3rd down. Look at that stat that we just showed. They were 1 for 5 on 3rd downs in the first half. They're already 1 for 1 on 3rd downs in the second half. And great ball. This is the type of spark that Montana State needed to get their offense going, to get the confidence in the receivers, to get the confidence from Tommy into the receivers. I mean, this is a great ball, great play, great route. He's got pressure in his face. Look, he's getting hit as he's letting this ball go. He's got 2 guys converging on him from either side. 3 guys. 2 guys from one side and 1 guy from the other side. Pause. And great play. Gets him down into red zone territory. I mean, just look at this ball. Look at him get hit, but look where this ball is, right over the DB's hands. Literally, I mean, you can't hand it to him any better. Great play. You get a better look at it here. Nice spin on the ball. Great completion. Really good completion. Man. But you get another mistake. So Montana State had a delay of game here. That's just a killer penalty. I don't think it ended up hurting them too much. But these are just things that you don't usually see Montana State do. You don't usually see them get penalties like that. You don't usually see them get pre-snap penalties. You don't see them dropping a lot of passes. You usually see them be pretty sound on all facets of the game. You know, they're not going to hurt themselves. They're going to let you, the other team, do that, hurt yourself, and they're just going to keep executing down the field. They weren't able to do that this game, and it showed. Man, really good play. You got hats in the box. That was Idaho's MO. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you want to count him, you can. I think he's really there as a decoy. He's not really blocking anybody. So 7 on 6. Those aren't good numbers for Montana State. If you want to count 6 on 6, those are good numbers for Montana State. But you kind of got this overhang who's kind of adding in. So he counts, and he ends up getting in there on the tackle. Great play. There ended up being kind of like a late type hit on that play. They didn't really call it. I don't know why they didn't. It looked pretty late to me by number 5. He basically like dove in number 32 after the whistle was blown, but it is what it is. You're going to get this swing route. This is kind of similar to, actually, this is very similar. You know, Idaho's been, this is good by their OC. Idaho's been running man coverage basically this whole game, and Montana State's going to notice that, and they're going to run basically the same swing type route that Idaho had run, except they're going to score on it. Number 1 is the one who has to cover. Number 3, he's watching the quarterback, as he should, because he doesn't know. You know, a lot of times they might do this and then they run a QB draw. So I know number 21 is aware of that, and that's why he's not just straight running to number 3. But When you don't straight run to number 3, you get out leveraged, and those guys are blocking downfield. They're really running downfield until they have to block. That's what I would do. But they seem to be kind of, the tight ends blocking, the receivers are trying to run downfield. Number 3 gets a walk-in touchdown. And Montana is rolling now. Montana State is rolling now. They get good blocks upfield. Great play. Easy touchdown. And we move on. Idaho's got the ball back. And they're going to get a chunk yardage right away. So they're going to run this type of sail concept over here. I think probably every team runs this same type of concept. You're going to get this outside receiver. He's just going to take the overtop coverage out of there. This looks to be a cover 3. Third, and you got a 1 high safety. Cover 3 by a third by this corner. So you're going to run him out of there, run this deep corner, this type sail route by Hatton, and he's going to get you to midfield right off the bat. A couple plays later, now you're in a 3rd and 2 scenario, short yardage situation. You want to convert, and you cannot. Montana State gets the stop in their own territory, but they get the stop on 3rd and 2. Idaho's going to go for it, though. As they do very often, they go for it, and they're going to be unsuccessful. I don't dislike the play call. I don't dislike the thought. You hit him earlier on this same route on this. You're going to get man at short yardage. Everybody's playing down. You might just have to put a better, it's tough. The ball's a little far. It's pretty good coverage by number 4. Number 4 is way more in his hip pocket than he was the first time. But that's tough for Idaho on 4th and 2, not able to get the first down. Then you're giving Montana State the ball back on their own 41 instead of maybe backing them up a little bit. And that's going to come to bite you. You're going to get this RPO. Once again, I think one of these guys is supposed to be playing man on this tight end, but given that Montana State is so good at running the ball, obviously, Idaho was keyed in on stopping Montana State's run game all through the first half, all through this game. You've been seeing them put numbers in the box, try to stop the run, play a lot of man coverage, and they get bit on it right here. Tommy pulls it to look like he's running it. They run these type of reads all the time where he reads that end, pulls it, but then you have that tight end slipping right behind him. Neither of these backers noticed it, and they get a big chunk play out of it. Big time chunk play. And one play into this drive, they're already back into the red zone after they just scored maybe a couple minutes ago. So they were able to turn this game around very quick, and I don't think Idaho panicked. I think that was one good thing that they did, that they didn't panic. They didn't look stressed. They didn't look panicked. They didn't look like the sky was falling or anything. But, Montana State started to move the ball, started to make plays. So here you go. You're going to get this read here. The DN chooses Malott, and Tommy hands it. And it's the right read because he gets right into red zone territory. And a play later, they're going to shovel it to the receiver, number 2. I think his name is McCullough, and they get a touchdown. Great block right here. It was a really good block. Really good seal block on this safety by the tight end. Really good block. Easy touchdown by Montana State. And now they have a 14-10 lead, just like that. 2 possessions into the third quarter, Montana State's got the lead, and now Idaho is chasing. Not chasing by a lot, but they're chasing. But, they were able to move the ball pretty successfully when they were executing on offense, and this is just like that. I'm going to get this outside stretch. BB chooses the quarterback. I don't know if it's a read. I don't know if this is a read or not, but you're going to get these 2 pullers coming across, handing it to the running back, and you get 8 or 9 on first down. Okay. Going to get this pull. You're going to get this read by McCoy. He's going to pull it. Who else is around the ball but number 10? As always, he pulls it, and he's really going to get nothing out of this play. He tries to string it out. Number 33 is trying to get a block, but Montana State's got hats to the ball, and they get him. So you get this 3rd and 1, and this is all number 5. Montana State has him dead to rights here, and he just finds a way to get this first down. I have no idea how he got through all of this. I have no idea how he got through this. Number 10 literally has him wrapped up. And number 5, this guy just runs so hard. He runs so hard every time he's about to finish a play. He's lowering his shoulder, trying to put a hat on somebody. He's always trying to be the aggressor and never the. He's always trying to be the aggressor. He's always trying to be the aggressor on the play, and it showed right there for him to get that 1-yard first down. So you got number 0 here running this stop route again. I don't know if they ruled him down here, but this is a 4th and 3, another 4th down. It's already into the 4th quarter. It feels like the 4th quarter came up so fast, but it's already the 4th quarter. He's gonna run this deep stop route. His knee was down. I don't know if they ruled him down, but he didn't really get that much yardage left. But just another 4th down, conversion. Montana State's trying to stay on the field. Montana State's trying to get their defense off the field. They're trying to get their offense on the field, trying to get Idaho's offense off the field. You look at the play clock. Every time the play clock is down to 4, under 5, like every time they're snapping the ball, it's about under 5. They had a game plan, and I think they executed it at a very high level throughout this game. Getting this swing route to number 5, and he's putting them in red zone right off the bat. Put him in red zone very easily. Then he finishes off. This is something that they do really well. So they have been eating the clock. They have been, chewing a lot of clock. But when they get in position to be able to score, when they get in position to be able to finish off a drive, they usually hurry it up and go pretty fast to get that play off. And right there, just like that, 11 minutes left in the 4th, they're already back up 17-14 on Montana State. So it's starting to get kind of tight. Teams are starting to find their rhythm offensively. Montana State has definitely found their rhythm offensively. Idaho's doing what they've done the whole game, eat clock, control the time possession. But then you have this. Julian Davis, Tommy Ballot. Eventually, something's going to pop for him. And it did. That O-line just keeps working. You got guys getting buried now. I don't know if you saw so much of that in the first half of this game. Second half of the game, you start to see guys get buried and runs like this happening. Really good run by Montana State. Really good play by him. He's making plays. Going to get this option play. And number 93 doesn't want to make a decision. So Tommy makes a decision for him. You got this tackle working up to the second level. I think that's an extra lineman, actually. No, that's the tackle. Tackle working up to the second level. And Tommy just gets like 8 on first down. Now you got 2nd and 2. And it just felt like at this point in the game, all these runs were going like this. They're getting good push up front. Let's count the numbers though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, he's technically not in the box. He's on the outside looking in. He's an overhang. So you really got 5 on 5. But, the numbers are eventually going to be there. The tight end works up to the second level to the safety. He doesn't really go for number 24. This guy's not really in the equation because it's a run to the right, so he's on the outside looking in. But really good run on 2nd and 2. Now you got a 3rd down. And once again, Montana State, just like Idaho, is snapping the ball under 5 seconds. But I feel like that's something that they've always done. That's not really different for them. Idaho does that as well. But you're going to get a really good run here on 3rd and 7. And Montana State's going to take the lead. Outside. And making a guy miss. Making number 14 miss. Touchdown. Montana State. Really good play. All right. So, Idaho gets the ball back with about 8 minutes left. Notice again, they're snapping the ball under 5 seconds left in the play clock. This doesn't matter because it's right after the kick, so it doesn't really matter. But still, when you practice something all week, some habits die hard. You're going to get this, I want to call it like a slant. Kind of looks like a bang slant, but right behind the linebacker's level. McCoy's going to hit him and hit Hatton in stride. Great play. Great way to start the drive. They're already close to midfield off one play. Another one. Great catch by number 0. Great route. Tight coverage by number 4. You probably can't see it down here, but he's going to show up and he's going to make a really good catch. On 1st and 10. Now they're already across midfield with there's about 5 minutes left, and they're already inside the 40. So 3rd and 4, Idaho's driving. Look at the play clock, winding down, and they're going to get this design QB run. Really good run by McCoy. Just a great play call, very timely play call. Montana State's not blitzing. I don't think they do too much blitzing. They're not blitzing here, and McCoy takes advantage of it. Great play, man. So you're gonna get a holding call here. I think it could have gone either way. I think if I would have been Idaho, I probably would have wanted a call on this too. But you're going to get this hit pull by number 26. That's something that DBs do a lot. A lot of times the refs don't notice it or the refs don't call it, but they call it here, and it ends up being a pretty hurtful penalty for Montana State. It's on 1st down, so it was a new set of downs anyway, but still, giving away free yardage always hurts. Always hurts. So now they're inside their 15, and there's about 4 minutes and 28 seconds left. What's Montana or Idaho going to do? They try to throw this back shoulder play to trainer, number 0, and it's going to be unsuccessful. Not only is it going to be unsuccessful, they're going to throw this flag, and number 0 gets up. I thought for a second it was offensive or defensive pass interference, but then when I looked at the play, I was like, oh no, that's offensive pass interference, and they called it offensive pass interference. I think that's a good call by the ref. I think he did push off, but now you get backed up 15 yards, and you're almost on your own 30 on a 1st and 25 with maybe your last possession of the game. You need to make something out of this, and it just hurts. It hurts. As we know, Idaho was able to come out of it, but it just hurts. So you're going to run this swing route once again. Good play call, because I think the guy who has to get there, the first person who can get there, is this linebacker. Look how far he is. He's already out leveraged. So you run this swing route to number 5. All you need is to get bodies on those guys, and now they're already back to where they were before that previous play. 15 yards on that play. Good play call. Good block. There could have been a call here. They didn't call it. It was close. It wasn't egregious enough, I don't feel like. Good block by number 0 out here. Really good block. And they're back at like the 16 or 15 yard line. And now it's 3rd and 10. This is the play of the game. I really like this play. So you're going to get man coverage here, but you're going to get the safety shading to this side as well. He's playing Hatton. He doesn't care. He's playing for that back shoulder. He's playing for exactly what Idaho did. I just think that McCoy and Hatton made a really good catch, but McCoy put the ball where only his guy could make a play on it. This is really good coverage. I think this is their best corner, number 4. This is Montana State's best corner, and Hatton just makes a play. This safety he's got eyes on this side. The ball snapped and he's already shifting this way. McCoy never looks any other direction than this way either, but nothing crazy at the release point. Really just a hezzy go and just a great ball. You're going to get all the angles here, but this is just a really good ball. Oh my gosh. You couldn't, I just can't get over it. I just cannot get over it. This is a really good ball. Outside shoulder, back shoulder throw. Look at, when they say it's a game of inches, they mean a game of inches. Look at this. Are you kidding? Game-winning touchdown by McCoy and Hatton. Really high-level play. Really good throw by McCoy. I was super impressed by that. I thought that was amazing. I remember we were on the radio when that play had happened, and man. Really good play. Really good play by Idaho. That gives them the 24-21 lead, but there's still 2 minutes left. They've been trying to eat the clock. They were trying to eat the clock that last drive, but if you can score, score. Especially after having that offensive pass interference. There was just, a lot in the air. So when you get the opportunity to score, you're going to score. That was on a 3rd down. Great 3rd down conversion. Great play. Big time play by Idaho. But Montana State is going to go right back to what they've been doing this whole half and moving the football. Funny enough, it almost seems, so Idaho had been playing man coverage like the whole game, and they're kind of going to get away from it this last drive of the game. They're kind of going to start to run a little bit of zone coverage, and it hurts them a little bit. Montana State starts to find the holes in the defense, the zone. Everything's wide open in the middle. They're obviously not trying to stop the run now because Montana State's not going to run it. So you get into this zone coverage, and Montana State just starts dicing it up, finding guys across the middle, finding guys deep. They tried to hit a couple deep shots, but everything underneath just seems like it was hitting. They run this deep spot by number 2 on the outside. Deep spot, he stops and Tommy hits him. Great play. And they still got like a minute 20 left and they're on the 40. Mind you, they still have 3 timeouts too, and this is college, so the clock stops every time you get a first down. Montana State's getting first downs on almost every first play they run, so they've been fairly successful throughout this drive. They reviewed this. It was held up. It was upheld after the review. I didn't really think that it warranted a review. I thought it was a clean catch. I didn't really know why they were reviewing it, but they reviewed it. But another first down. There's a minute left, and they're on the 30-yard line. 24-21, Idaho winning the game. They went man coverage here, try to bring a little pressure, try to switch it up, and it affected the throw. There's pressure in his face, and he has to get this ball off. He's throwing it off his back foot, and he can't complete it. It's out of bounds. So man coverage right there. Try to switch it up a little bit, and you're going to get man coverage again, and he hits him, though. It's tight coverage this time. The DB's right there on him, but he gets him on that stop route. They ran a lot of these stop routes on this last drive, trying to get yardage down the field, but they really only need a field goal. Remember, they only need a field goal. So, that is what it is. But now they're inside the 20 with 36 seconds left, and they still have 3 timeouts. I mean, this was a really good drive by Montana State. They gave themselves every opportunity to win the game. I think it was really good play calling late in the game, really good play calling in that second half as a whole. They just weren't able to finish the game off, which is tough. They take that deep shot again, better ball, not as much pressure in his face. Well, there's still pressure in his face, but he gets the ball up there. I just don't think he can come down with it. A little bit outside, couldn't come down with it. Tough play. Okay, now this is the play that really hurts them. They still are in field goal range. They still had an opportunity to kick the field goal and tie the game up, but sacks any time in the game hurt. One of the Bobcat Bozeman fans asked me if I thought this was offsides. I don't. I think he's very close. I think it just looks more egregious because these guys are a little further back. I think he's not in the neutral zone. I don't think he's in the neutral zone. I think he's fair play right here, but I think he's definitely close. But also, I would like to point out that this guy's on the left side. The pressure came from the right side. Like the sack was produced by the right side. So if anything, you would have wanted to point out these guys being offsides, but definitely a close call. Definitely could have went either way. I mean, definitely a close call. I don't think anybody, not a close call at all. This isn't offsides. It was close, but not offsides. Not in the neutral zone. But 15 is going to get around the edge here. These two guys are going to win, which you don't see very often. Montana State has a pretty good offensive line. They get beat here in the wrong time in the game. And usually Tommy's able to escape things like this. He's able to get out of the pocket on situations like this. But Idaho had a play when they needed one. Got the sack. So now, 4th and 18, 22 seconds left. You got a field goal opportunity for Montana State's kicker. Let's just watch it play out. Field goal, and it's wide right. Just tough. That ended the game. Idaho kneeled it out. Idaho ended up winning the game 24-21, and it was just unfortunate. So I think Idaho this week plays, I don't know who Idaho plays. I actually don't know who Montana State plays. I think Idaho might play Weber. And I think Montana State, I don't know exactly who, but I know Montana plays Sac State. That's who everybody in the Big Sky is going to be watching. That has big implications for playoff. That has big implications for Big Sky Conference. That has big implications all around the country. So everybody's going to be watching that game. It's going to be a big game under the lights in Wagrius Stadium. It's going to be super exciting. But Idaho gets the big dub in this game. Idaho, following this game, I know I saw that Idaho jumped Montana in the rankings. I think Idaho is number 4 or number 3 or number 4, and Montana's number 4 or number 5. But it goes Idaho, Montana, Montana State, wherever the rankings are. They're ranked all around each other. Doesn't really matter. Like I said in my last video, it's all going to get worked out in the end. Montana plays Sac State this week, so we'll know many more answers this week. But that's going to do it for this video. I appreciate you guys for tapping in, and I'll see you guys next time.